Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. This is actually a projector. It goes to a little dealy bob I'll talk about at the end of the video, and I'm just now realizing this looks nothing like it does from the movie. But anyway, so no mic, long reason. So, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was a movie is a movie that everybody bashed and basically compared it to the prequels of Star Wars, like how it was just not good. They came back and they just didn't do it right. But it's funny because nowadays people are actually talking about how much they love the prequels, mainly the third movie, me included. So I actually wondered, I was like, I wonder if I'm going to go back and actually like this movie. And surprise, surprise, I actually did really enjoy this movie, like a lot. It wasn't, I don't mean to compare it to the prequels all that much, but it wasn't like the prequels, because the prequels tried to become their own thing. This movie was smart and took the formula of the first movie and The Last Crusade and did something. Just, it felt like another Indiana Jones adventure. You know, the same premise of it starts off with what seems like a different adventure, and then it connects into the next thing. One thing I will talk about is the use of CGI. Indiana Jones was one of those series that just did really good practical effects. And to be fair, this movie did have some really nice practical set pieces. It never really seemed like they were just on, like the Avengers and stuff like that, it never really just seemed like they were on a soundstage with green screens everywhere. Except for maybe in the jungle, but even that looked fine enough. Every set, so they were still pretty, of course they had to update, you know, that's just something they had to work with. But I think that they did I'm yawning. I think that they did a pretty good job with what they worked with. Of course, the CG wasn't as bad as I feel people say it is. Of course, it would be nice to have the whole movie be practical, but you know, it's the modern age. Nothing's gonna be like that anymore. Nothing at all. But like I said, they held up with it really well. The story almost felt like a good continuation of The Last Crusade. Rather than just being a new adventure, it did feel like a sequel. You know, a proper continuation with the whole father aspect and the Indiana Jones growing up. It's a really good movie, and I'm gonna say this. I can now say that I loved every Indiana Jones movie. Like, I really do. I can't really even say that about Star Wars, you know? The first Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace are kind of like, oh, that's bad. But I can legitimately go back to any Indiana Jones movie and enjoy it. So, I'm putting this at number 3 on the list, right above The Last Crusade. That doesn't mean I don't like The Last Crusade. I love The Last Crusade, but I just like this movie more. The ending is the main talking point of the movie. It's like, oh my god, aliens, really? That's so dumb. But I beg to differ. It's like this world that they built up is obviously one of mythical beings and gods. I'm not saying gods don't exist, you know, for all you religious people out there. I'm just saying that this world isn't exactly like ours, so there is a bit of disbelief that can go into it, you know? It's like Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, where they say, this doesn't actually exist, but we're trying to make it as realistic as possible, you know? And I think this movie continues that. I think they're just trying to be bigger, more cinematic, so going from gods to aliens was just a fine enough step. They kept up the thing of, you know, let's keep it in belief, you know, it's like obviously fake, but let's keep it in belief. And the ending was just like every other normal ending. The villain it's like the villain ends up winning in the end, but them winning is what causes their downfall, you know. Last Raiders had them opening the Ark, Last Crusade had him drinking the wrong grail, and then this one had her getting the knowledge that she wanted. But, you know, the acting in this movie was phenomenal overall. The villain was definitely the weakest villain of the entire, I can't even remember her name, it's some Russian lady. I do like how they switched. I do love the time period that these movies take in, and it's pretty accurate, because the original movies took place in the 30s, and then this movie came out about 20 or so years after the 80s, and so it takes place 20 years or so after the 30s, and they keep it up really nice. I love that about the Indiana Jones movies. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But yeah, this movie it's just really good, guys. I would recommend watching it. It's a fun watch. All the actors are great. Shia LaBeouf was good. You know, I can't really remember all their names that much. I didn't like how the one dude kept switching sides. It's like the original reveal was interesting, but then they just trusted him out of nowhere. It's like, what? Obviously, he's doing something wrong there. Huh, but it was fine. They didn't really pander to nostalgia either. I mean, they had the quick little reference to the Ark, which was fun, but other than that, they didn't really try to pander at all. I mean, they may have had a quick little reference, but other than that, I didn't really even notice any pandering. Yeah, they brought back Miriam, but like I said, it makes it feel like a better sequel, you know? Okay, so now that the review's over, y'all can stop watching. This is from a little projector kit I got in. There's a DVD, and you put it into like a computer or something, and you play it, and then it says switch to next scene, and you just push a little card through, and it projects images. It has an actor talking like Indiana Jones. I don't know, I thought it was cool. I thought it'd make a good prop for the video, since I've kind of had props for all these except for the first one. So there is talks of a new Indiana Jones movie coming out. I didn't know if I want to make this a whole video or not. Supposedly Chris Pratt, ever since like 2015, when the new Star Wars movies came out, Chris Pratt has been in the talks of playing Mutt all this time, which I would love that. I think Chris Pratt would be amazing in the role. And I really hope that they also do the whole time period thing, meaning that this would take place in about the 60s, because yeah, that took place in 57, and then about 10 years later, taking place, you know, in the 60s. That would be cool. I hope that if they do it, I would almost want them to make a new trilogy out of it, because Harrison Ford's getting old, you know. There's no way that you can have him in the movie with a stunt double doing backflips and stuff and be like, oh yeah, that's definitely him. So I do think it's time for them to almost pass down the mantle to Chris Pratt. You know, that'd be really cool if, like, the first movie, maybe they kill off Indiana Jones and they have it just new adventures. That I would be okay with that. Because I feel like, I just hope they wouldn't pull a Star Wars and excite us with the first movie and be like, wow, this is gonna be really good. It's similar to the other movies, but it's gonna be great. And then they pull Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker and just like, why? But, you know, I'm confident. It keeps getting pushed. Originally, it was supposed to come out in 2019. Then that didn't happen. Now it's 2020 and all this stuff is going on. So if it was going to come out in 2021, it's definitely being delayed. So my guess is 2022. Thank you guys for watching. Before I reveal the next series of movies I'm going to watch, I'm actually going to be making 2 countdowns. Spider-Man and Indiana Jones, of course. Spider-Man because I never did it, in the thoughts of, oh, there's going to be a new Spider-Man movie in just like a year, what's the point? I don't know why I thought that, so I'm going to be doing a Spider-Man, you know, top whatever list, and then after that I'm going to be doing an Indiana Jones top whatever list. You already know my top list, but I still just want to do it as tradition. So thank you guys for watching. Oh, look, you can see the little lens. Thank you guys for watching, and then after that I'm going to be revealing what's next. So that was the series. It should be fun. If you guys have a series recommendation of movies you want me to watch, it doesn't even have to be movies in a series. I could watch like all Pixar movies, you know, something like that. Maybe all Chris Pratt movies, whatever. So thank you guys for watching. Video over. That's it. Bum. Bada bum bum. Bum.